Hello and welcome to episode 13 of Rebuilding Chelsea. I'm Jamie, and coming up on today's episode, it is the pre-season and transfer special, and we have already made our first signing of the summer, even though the transfer window has only been open a matter of a couple of hours, so we'll meet him in just a moment. Okay, here he is, and it is central defender Antonio Silva. We've paid £43.5 million to Benfica to bring him in, and as you can see, he's 3.5 stars of current ability, 5 stars of potential, so and already 8 caps for Portugal. Delighted to get him in, and I think he's going to be a massive part of this rebuild. So I'm going to go away now and make some offers for players and get rid of some of the players we need to see leave the club. And I'll be back on the 1st of July when the free end of players' contracts mean they have left the club, and I'll update you at that point. So I'll see you again in just a moment. Okay, it is now the 1st of July and time for the next stage in the transfer update. No further arrivals, but there have been plenty of departures since I last spoke to you on the 9th of June. We have lost Jamie Cumming to Bristol City for 1.6 million. We've lost Nathan Baxter on a free to Nottingham Forest. Hakim Ziyech joined Leicester for 29.5 million. Baba Rahman has joined CSKA Moscow for £675,000. Dujon Sterling's gone to Stoke on a free. Trevor Chalobah's joined Arsenal for £26 million. Zach Sturge has joined Burnley for £825,000. Benoit Badiashili's gone to Tottenham on loan, which could net us 1.4 million. Mateo Kovacic has joined Manchester United for an initial £54 million. And Dion Rankin has joined West Brom for £54,000. So that's the deals as shown on last season's transfer page. So I'll flip it over to next season, and as you can see, there have been 3 further departures. Richard Elise's joined Luton for £74,000. Malang Sarr joined Monaco for 13 million, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek has joined Manchester City for 33 million pounds, all of which means we've got a healthy transfer budget to spend, and I'll be back in a moment to show you the first tranche of new arrivals. Okay, well, a week after I last spoke to you, and there has been significant developments, so let's get into it. And as you can see, we've lost another tranche of players. Alfie Gilchrist has gone to Everton on a free. Josh Brooking has joined QPR on a free. Teddy Sharman-Lowe has gone to Stoke on a free. Brian Fiabima has gone to Coventry on a free, and Conor Gallagher has joined Napoli for £29.5 million. And in the other direction, we've made our first 2 signings of the summer, and 2 cracking signings. We've brought in Jude Bellingham from Dortmund. We triggered his £93 million release fee clause, and Sven Botman from Newcastle for 60 million. So let's take a look at Jude Bellingham. As you can see, he's 20, central midfield or defensive midfield. I've brought him in to play as the defensive midfielder, and he's got good attributes across the board, as you would expect. He is the best defensive midfielder at the club, and I'm delighted to have signed him. And Sven Botman comes in from Newcastle, central defender, and one of the players who's going to be a key part of our back four for this coming season. 23-year-old Dutch international. It's capped for the under-21s so far. I'll be looking to make sure he gets his full international debut this season. And again, delighted to get him in. 3 stars current ability, 4-star potential. So I will leave the transfers there, and I'll be back with the next update in just a moment. Okay, another week's gone by, and we've had one further departure. Christian Pulisic joining Napoli on loan, with us getting £700,000 for that one. And one arrival, João Mario, joins for £26 million from Porto. So let's meet him. And he is a right back and is 23 years of age. And a Portugal under-21 international, yet to make his debut for the full national side. We'll be looking to change that this season. And as you can see, he's worth significantly more than we've paid for him. So looks like a solid investment. Second best right back at the club behind Reece James. So delighted to get him in. And I will leave the update there. And I'll be back in another week to update you on any further moves that we make. Okay, another week's gone by since the last update, so let's bring you completely up to date and start with the departures. Since Christian Pulisic left on the last update, we've lost Charlie Webster on loan to Reading. Ian Martsen's gone on loan to Borussia Mönchengladbach. Ethan Ampadu's joined West Ham for £8.25 million. And Andre Santos has gone on loan to Crystal Palace. In terms of incomings, we have brought in Ez Abde from Barcelona. So let's meet him. And he can play down either flank, but I've brought him in to be a right winger. So let's look at him on that basis. 2.5 stars of current ability, 4 stars of potential, 21 years of age, capped for the Spanish under-21s, but another one yet to win his first full international cap. So that's going to be the objective for us to get him that this season. Another one that I'm really pleased to get in. I think he'll be a big part of the future. So I'll leave the update there, and I'll speak to you again in another week. Okay, another week since the last update, and no further departures this time, and just one more arrival. We've spent 60 million on Youssoufa Moukoko from Dortmund. So let's take a look at him. He's 18 years of age, a striker, and looks very exciting. 2 stars of current ability, 5 stars of potential. So he is absolutely going to be a star of the future. He's scoring more than a goal a game for the German under-21 side, and another one yet to make his full international debut. That I'm hoping will change this season. So that's the end of this transfer update. I'll be back in another week with the final one before the start of the season. Okay, time now for our final transfer update before the end of pre-season. I'll begin with departures, and there's been 2 since the last time we spoke. Dylan Williams has gone to Reading on loan, and Bashir Humphreys has joined Southampton for £500,000. And in terms of arrivals, just the one. David Neres comes in from Benfica for 29 million, potentially rising to 40.5. So let's take a look at him. And as you can see, David Neres is a 26-year-old Brazilian international right winger, and I'm absolutely delighted to get him in. 7 caps for his country, 1 goal, and hopefully he'll add to that while he's with us. He is a little bit older than our other signings at 26, but he's in the prime of his life, and is one of the best right wingers at the club. So that concludes the transfer update. I'll be back in a moment to show you the squad as it looks now. Okay, time now to take a look at the squad as it stands now. Beginning in goal, Simon is first choice keeper at 3.5 stars of current ability, backed up by Edouard Mendy at 3 stars. And our youngster, Lucas Bergstrom, is third choice, 1.5 stars of current ability, but 3.5 stars of potential. So moving on to the back four, we'll begin at left back. Cucurella is marginally the first choice, ahead of Ben Chilwell. Main reason for that is because of the rules of the save. Ben Chilwell's going to be moved on, so he's going to slot in behind the newer arrival, Cucurella. On to centre-backs, and our best central defender is Antonio Silva, regarded as a wonder kid at 3.5 stars of current ability. Behind him, Fofana, Botman, Silva and Koulibaly are all 3 stars. So we have 5 central defenders, and another wonder kid in Levi Colwill at 2.5 stars is not that far behind them, with 4.5 stars of potential on him. So that's the 2 central defender positions covered. And we move on to right back. Reece James, best right back at the club, at 4 stars of current ability, backed up by João Mario at 3 stars of current ability, Aspilicueta at 2.5, and Malo Gusto at 2.5 stars of current ability and 3.5 stars of potential. So moving on now to defensive midfield, and new signing Jude Bellingham is the best defensive midfielder at 4 stars of current ability, 4 stars of potential. Enzo Fernandez behind him at 3.5 stars of current ability, 4.5 stars of potential. So arguably he's got the better long-term future in that position. So we move on now to our deep line playmaker role, and Enzo Fernandez is just ahead of Jude Bellingham in that department. Behind them, Mason Mount and youngsters Carney Chukwuemeka and Cesare Casadei, both of whom are regarded as wonder kids. Moving on now to Mezzala, and best Mezzala at the club is Enzo Fernandez. Jude Bellingham again features highly in this position, second best Mezzala at the club. Mason Mount at 3 stars is our third best Mezzala, and our wonder kid Casadei is 2 stars currently, with 3.5 stars of potential in that role. So let's move on now to our left wing, and Raheem Sterling comes out on top there at 4 stars of current ability. New signing David Neres just behind him on 3 stars, with Mikhailo Mudryk. Callum Hudson-Odoi on 2.5 stars is just behind them. And new signing Ez Abde is our 5th best currently, but has very good potential ability. So very much a long-term signing in him. Moving on to the right-hand side, new signing David Neres is the best right winger at the club and slots in at position number 1, so he'll make that position his own. Raheem Sterling second best. João Mario, who is by trade a fullback, is actually our third best right winger. So he may occasionally deputise there, but will predominantly be used at right back. Next up, Mason Mount, who is again a more of a central midfielder but can play out there. Callum Hudson-Odoi comes next on 2.5 stars of current ability, 4 stars of potential. As Abde is also 2.5 stars of current ability, 4 stars of potential. And new signing Yusufa Moukoko is 2 stars of current ability, 5 stars of potential in this role. So finally we move on to striker, and Kai Havertz remains the best striker at the club, followed by Romelu Lukaku, who has returned from his loan spell away. So he's the second best at 3 stars of current ability, 3 stars of potential. Although actually Evan Nielsen should be above him in the pecking order because of his superior potential. Romelu Lukaku then comes in at third best, and Yusufa Moukoko currently 4th best striker at the club, but potentially the best striker for Chelsea. So that concludes the squad roundup. I'll be back in a moment to show you our pre-season results. Okay, well, as you can see, it's been a decidedly mixed bag in pre-season. We began with a 1-0 defeat to Rangers away at Ibrox. We then played Hamburg in Germany and beat them 4-1. We beat PSV Eindhoven at Stamford Bridge by 4-2. We then lost a testimonial match for Cesar Azpilicueta at home to Marseille. We then beat Red Bull Salzburg at home by 3-1, and finally lost at home to Benfica by 2-0. So that concludes the pre-season and transfer special. I'll be back in a moment to tell you what's coming up on the next episode. Okay, well, as is tradition around these parts, I'm going to show you the first 2 league games of the season on the next episode. We'll be at home to Tottenham on the opening day, and then away to Brentford in the first London derby of the season for our second match. So if you've enjoyed that, please leave a nice thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for Monday to Friday Football Manager videos. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and goodbye.